Welcome back to Wishtrend TV. I'm Eunice, and today we are doing a new section, so I'm super excited. So let me ask you guys a question. Please guess what this subject is going to be about. This is what a woman that is in her childbearing years will have to face for 30 to 40 years. And also, this is what women in their childbearing years will have to face or experience for 1,080 days to about 3,360 days in average. And this is what a woman in their childbearing years have to experience every single month, and at times it can be very painful. Did you guys guess what it is? Yes, it's our menstruation. So if you are a female viewer, you will really relate with me when I say that word menstruation. But to use it in a more simple way, you being on your rag or you being on your period. I know that you guys will really relate to this subject a lot, but honestly, how much do we really know about this subject? Like, why do we have our periods? What happens to our body when we are on our periods? And how much do we know about the cycle itself? And as important as it is such an important, crucial psychological phenomenon that a woman can bear a child, it is very important to have a clear idea of what it is. That's why we have prepared the very first episode of Real Talk with Wish. This is going to be a section where you can come and you can learn a lot of things that you really wanted to know about, but there aren't many sources out there that really talk about the real talk. So this is going to be a place where you can ask us freely and we can discuss it whatever we want. It will be a huge range of topics according to beauty, lifestyle, and health, and so on. Hope you guys enjoy it, and please give us feedbacks and tell us any topics or discussions that you would love to hear about or to do, okay? So we have prepared PMS to menstruation A to Z, to even skincare that you can do when you're on your period. We will also be introducing you to an app, a free app that really takes good track of your menstrual period, which will really be helpful to you. And please be aware that we will take out any information about medicines for this episode. But if you are interested, let us know, and maybe we can get back to you on our other future episodes as well. Alright, so let's start with some fun truth or false game. I like truth or dare better, but it's going to be a really fun quiz to see how much you already know about menstruation. Okay, now starting with the very first one. Alright, PMS equals menstruation. It indicates the same thing. Is it true or false? Alright, so the answer is false. Before we start with anything, it's very important that we know exactly what indicates the word and what it means exactly when we talk about being on your period. A lot of us are really confused with PMS and menstruation, and many use PMS interchangeably with menstruation. However, this is very wrong. Two words indicates a total different period in the cycle. So let's check out what they clearly mean and what they indicate. I'm going to be reading off of a cue card now to make sure that I give you the clear and exact information. Okay, so PMS is an abbreviated word for premenstrual syndrome. P in PMS being pre means that these symptoms happen before menstruation. So therefore, the terms PMS and menstruation should not be used interchangeably. Since it is a premenstrual syndrome, this covers a large scope of physical or emotional disturbances in a female before the arrival of menses, which just basically means your actual period. Symptoms of PMS includes, but aren't limited to, fatigue, aches, breast tenderness. Your boobs do get a little bit bigger, which I like, but anyways. Bloating, cramps, constipation, and headaches are common physical conditions which PMS affected females may undergo. They also experience psychological changes, which explains a lot of episodes of my life when I was on my rag. But anyways, such as depression, irritability, crying, or oversensitivity and mood swings. But not all women are affected by PMS. PMS symptoms are attributed to large fluctuation of hormones, most noticeably progesterone released during the luteal phase of the menstrual cycle. As this phase comes to end, progesterone drops off and the menstrual cycle comes to an end, resulting in menstruation where endometrial blood is expelled from the body via the vagina. Now, menstruation is used to describe the beginning of a new menstrual cycle and usually lasts from 3 to 5 days, but it can range from 2 to 7 days. I think mine goes about 5 to 6. The uterine lining is formed upon every menstrual cycle and needs to be expelled from the body when conception has not occurred. At the start of every menstrual cycle, the uterine lining and decomposed egg exits the cervix into the vagina and out of the female's body. The flow which comes out of the body is often in the visible form of blood and clots. The amount of menstrual flow throughout actively menstruating days varies from woman to woman, although the average loss of blood per person is only 3 tablespoons with an average fluid loss of 6 to 9 tablespoons, since tissue and mucus from the endometrium also comes out with menstrual blood. So now we know clearly what PMS is and what menstruation is, so let's not confuse them. So number 2, every woman follows the same cycle. And this is also false. Well, now I think we all know that women do not follow the same cycle. And we can easily know this by just talking to our girlfriends. Menstrual cycle differs for every single woman. Usually, on average, one woman, the menstrual cycle has 28 days. Some might have a shorter one or some might have a longer one. And this actually applies the same for the menstrual period also. In average, women go through about 3 to 5 days of menstruation period. But there are those who end after just 2 days, or there are other people who end after 7 to 8 days. And another fact is that one woman does not follow the same menstrual cycle all the time. Like for me, mine's very inconsistent. Some months I can have more days, some months I can have less. And for me, even the dates aren't exactly the same every month. So if your menstrual period varies dramatically often or suddenly, it's the best to visit the gynecologist and get professional help. Okay, so before we move on to the next one, we wanted to introduce you to an app that comes super in handy. This app is cycles that look like this. After I started using this, it really helped a lot to track my cycles and be really prepared for it. If you just type in the last start date of your menstruation, it will automatically start tracking your cycle, and it updates daily, giving you the idea of when you will reach PMS and start your next menstruation. It's always best to be aware. Number 3, you can change menstruation pain due to the habits of your lifestyle. True or false? Now, this one is true. Now, this time let's talk about the cramps and the pain that we get when we're on our rags. Now, I think most of us will be very, very interested in this subject. And like we've mentioned, we decided not to talk about painkillers for this video, but if you are interested or if you're curious, please let us know in the comments below. So before we tackle the pain itself, let's check out what really causes our menstrual cramps. Menstrual cramps happen because of the contraction in the uterus or womb, which is a muscle. If it contracts too strongly during your menstrual cycle, it can press against nearby blood vessels. This briefly cuts off the supply of oxygen to the uterus. It's this that lack of oxygen causes your pain and cramping. So it's most likely a natural phenomenon to have pain during this period. Did you know that one of the causes of pain can be due to your lifestyle? If you have consumed excessive amount of calories, MSG, even too much alcohol or smoking, caffeine, you are most likely to have more pain in the next month of your period. Consuming ingredients that negatively influences the hormones, for instance, using too much of plastic containers or even eating off of a lot of canned food, this can also cause menstrual cramps. So we always recommend that you are fully aware of the things that you consume. Number 4, You should not exercise when you are on your period. True or false? It's false. Regular exercise does no harm. But of course, when you're on your rag, with your cramps and you just feel kind of bloated and very tired, it's hard for us to keep exercising or continue with our regular activities. Also, let me give you some food or ingredient recommendations when you're on your rag. Just remember these 3 keywords when you're on your period: hydration, vitamin, and iron. We lose a lot of moisture and blood during this period, so it's really, really important to keep those 3 keywords in your mind. We recommend that you have tomatoes, apples, paprika, and beets. They are really, really good ingredients when you're on your rag. And especially when you're on your period, we recommend that you consume or you eat warm water and warm food rather than drinking cold water or eating cold food. Number 5, when your friend is on the period, you follow her cycle. Is this true? Because we see many cases where our close friends or our close coworkers, we kind of have the similar period of time when we're on our period. Is this true or false? The answer is false. Now, there's a long-lasting myth about this topic. The myth is said that a girl gets really jealous of her friend or of the other girl, so she is very jealous that even the other girl is having her period. That's why our body follows the other girls, so that our period cycle ends up being the same. Well, to be honest, there is no clear research or evidence or fact that we can say that this is true or false. This tale may have become because there is a valid theory on menstrual synchrony, which proposes that women who work, live, or are in close proximity with each other for a majority of time will have their cycles sync. It was initially believed to be because of pheromones, but there has not been enough scientific data to back this up. This sync is more often attributed to the lunar cycles, but let's just be clear, it cannot happen in one night. Alright, so we have just talked about what PMS is and what menstruation is, and detailed information that we all should know. Now, let's talk about our skin during our period. During PMS, due to hormonal effects, our skin becomes, number 1, loses moisture, number 2, becomes sensitive to UV rays, and number 3, becomes inflamed with pimples. That is why we always have to keep these 3 things in our mind during our time when we're on our period. That is why we need to keep 3 specific things in mind for skincare when we're on our period. Number 1, skin hydration. Number 2, sun protection and after sun care. Number 3, anti-inflammatory skincare. Alright, so the first one that we're going to start off with is skin hydration. Because during this period, we lose a lot of moisture within our skin, it's very important to hydrate, to moisturize our skin deep within. Use products that has less oil content, but that has rich hydration content, starting from your cleansing to even the cream stuff. Use products that are simple, but enough. First, KLAIRS Rich Moist Foaming Cleanser. You will want to make your skin feel comfortable and less irritated from the cleansing step. Use a mild cleanser that comes out in a foam type, making it easier and less stimulating onto your skin. And as I always tell you, use your 4th finger to cleanse your face. I highly recommend this cleanser because even after cleansing, it still leaves my skin feeling with a very hydrated finish. Number 2 is KLAIRS Supple Preparation Facial Toner and KLAIRS Toner Mate 2-in-1 Cotton Pad. When you're on your rag, the last thing you want to do is use too much product. So use a toner that has great hydration but is light enough that it doesn't give your skin a burden. And use cotton pads to do extra skincare from exfoliating to adding hydration onto your skin. By layering this toner, you can even skip the serum step because you can layer it as much as you want. Next is KLAIRS Rich Moist Soothing Serum. As I said, you can replace serum by layering toner several times. But if you still have the energy, which I don't, but if you do, add a serum that can lower the skin temperature and also soothe your skin. This will make your skin feel much more comfortable and calm your skin that has been inflamed due to troubles that appears during the PMS period. Next is by Wishtrend Vitamin 75 Maximizing Cream. For cream, make sure to choose a cream that is light during the menstrual period. A cream that not only hydrates but also can bring the dual skin back to life would be the best moisturizer. That is why Vitamin 75 Maximizing Cream would be a great choice since it is hydrating and the next morning it brings that brightness back to your skin. Next, let's protect our skin from UV rays. Did you guys know that during PMS to even end of menstrual period, your skin can become more sensitive to UV rays? I mean, isn't this really shocking? Our skin is already sensitive to UV rays. However, during this period, it gets more sensitive to UV rays. That just makes me feel and gives me the, the passion that we have to protect our skin more from the UV rays during this time of period. So let's remember to really protect our skin from the UV rays and also do after sun care. And we have the three sexy three musketeers for this occasion. So let's check it out. First runner-up is KLAIRS Mint Blue Sun Lotion. Before you head out from your house, never forget to add a light sun lotion with a great daily SPF level. Especially when your skin is even more sensitive during the menstruation period, choosing a sun lotion that is non-irritating and light is how to play smart for your skin. Next is KLAIRS Midnight Blue Youth Activating Gel. And at the end of the day, before going to bed, after cleansing and prepping your skin, recover damaged skin due to sun rays with the elixir that is super easy to use. All you need is a spot of blue drop and you can apply it all over your face. Try to concentrate specifically on the parts that has been irritated or parts that you are worried about with fine lines or fine wrinkles. And last is KLAIRS Midnight Blue Calming Cream. This is one of my favorite creams. And of course, finish off with the Blue Calming Cream. Two of our favorite ingredients, Centella asiatica and guazuline, will calm your irritated and inflamed skin due to sun damage or inflammation during the PMS period. Because also, this will help to repair damaged skin. You can specifically apply it on the spots, but also apply it all over your face. Alright, so up next is inflammatory acne. And I think this is the most annoying part about having our period because we break out every month due to this. And please don't just leave it hoping that it will be gone by the end of the period that your period is done. Use an effective trouble care product that can actually help to calm your inflammatory acne. First is I'm From Honey Cream. Honey cream is one of our Wishtrenders' favorite item whenever they have inflamed troubles on their face. If you apply a thick layer of the cream, especially onto the troubled parts, and go to bed, the next day you will notice that the trouble has disappeared or has been calmed down. Up next is by Wishtrend Mandelic Acid 5% Skin Prep Water. Another smart item that can take great care of your skin during PMS season is a recently added item on by Wishtrend. It's the Mandelic Acid 5% Skin Prep Water. When we are in menstruation period, it's burdensome to exfoliate thoroughly and take care of our troubles at the same time. This prep water will mildly exfoliate your skin with the mandelic acid, which is a type of AHA, and it will help to prevent troubles from taking place. The last item that will come in handy during our period is a centella dressing powder. If acne bothers you, simply add the powder into any skincare products in your skincare routine. It is designed to relieve stress and help soothe the skin from breakouts in a non-irritating way. Okay guys, I really hope that you enjoyed this new series, and I really hope that if you have any questions or any topics that you want to discuss with us, please feel free to leave it on the comments below. Thank you so much, and I am so excited for this new section because we get to talk about not only beauty but health and lifestyles as well. Thank you guys so much for listening, and we will see you next time, okay? Bye! Please subscribe and please like.